Hello everyone and welcome to this video on the father wound. So first of all, the father wound is, you have to think about the mother as the first relationship you have when you come into this world. It's the first relationship also because you're still in the womb, and the father is actually the second, and not a second-hand relationship, but like um it's as important as the mother's relationship, but it's like one, and that's why for example, when you just bear a child as a mother and you hold the child in your hands, the movement of turning the child towards the father is so important, and symbolically it's like the mother gives the safety, the nourishment, and that's also what you see in mothers often. Like the mother aspect is often like it's an unconditional love thing, even though it's not always unconditional, but that's like it's the nourishment, the nurturement, where you can come back to and like be what's the word, and be comforted as well. But the father wound, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, the father wound is more about your sense of self-worth into the world. The father is the relationship you have with the first thing in the world. So you have to think about that symbolically. What's your relationship with the external world? How did your father play a role in that? And how's the relationship with your father in general? What also sometimes, the father wound is like it's like a big term. So it's for everyone, it's different, but the father wound is a big term, and it can implicate, for example, it can implicate the relationship you have with your father, whether that's a good relationship or not, and when it's a good relationship, good for you, but often there can be like the father wound is not like, oh my god, I've been abused by my father or something like that. No, it's what also that's of course that's part of it, but also it's also the smaller thing, like where did I feel neglected, what, and especially it's interesting, the things you feel like you still carry within yourself right now, and you're still struggling with in the here and now, basically. So what are you still struggling with in like and in the feeling of action in this world, the feelings of doing, the doing part in this world? How is that for you? And what did your father taught you about that? How are your work relationships, considering the the power struggles, maybe, or it can be various different things, but it can, for example, also be like if you really think highly of your father and he's like the perfect father for you, you idolize him, basically. There is no room, like your father is then so close, there's no room. And of course emotionally it can be close, but like not symbiotically. So if you and your father, like if you really idolize your father in a way that is unhealthy, there's no room for a partner, because he's never going to feel good enough next to you. And then people leave, if they don't feel good enough in a relationship without any reason. It internally it doesn't feel right. So you're not going to attract the right man if you're still struggling with that father wound of yours. That's basically for women. For men, it's actually more like how do I embody this male energy in my own reality? What did I learn from the male energy? Like, did I learn that, like how to deal also with women, how to, as a male, as a man, how to deal with like the women, how to deal with dominance, how to deal, like what did you learn about that? You know, that's basically more for the men in this group. So yeah, that's an interesting part. Let me just feel into what else wants to be shared. Yeah, so we're really looking at the deeper issues here, and not the superficial. You know, for example, I always adored my father. He was always like a really good friend, basically, of mine. That's what it feels like. He was, I respected him. I didn't really idolize him, but I did really respect him. And so that was my conscious level of thinking of him. Like, I have a good relationship with him. And you know, I'm not gonna fix what isn't broken. So if it's good, then it's good. Don't change it. But for me, what I found out during my own family constellations was that there was a lot going on unconsciously that I wasn't aware of, and that was still affecting my psychology and my way of doing and being into this world. And there was a lot of pent-up anger, which my dad could just really hide very well, basically. So yeah, so, you know, and it can be different for everyone. So I do believe that the father wound is a really important thing also in feeling worthy, feeling, you know, worthy to express love, to give love, to, and also that feeling of importance. Like, do you matter? Do you really matter into this world? And we're really looking at the deeper issues here. We're really looking at the deeper stuff here. We're not doing that you know, superficial level anymore, because that's what we know. Like, we've been there, we've probably crystallized it, you know, we've already been there to try to heal it ourselves. But there's something that is blocking it, and that's where we need to go today. So I want you to close your eyes. We're going to start the meditation. And I just want you to take a deep breath and just let all the information I just gave you sink in a little bit. And just become aware of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. So now I want you to imagine that right after your left shoulder, your father is standing there. And it doesn't matter whether you know him or not. You can make a visual picture of him. Your subconscious knows what symbol or what picture to take from him in your mind's eye. So I just want you to imagine that he's standing right behind you, on your left shoulder, right after your left shoulder. And just be aware of that. Just feel what it does to you. And imagine that your father is standing right after you. He's right there. And I just want you to see how much distance he has from you. Is it close by? Is it precisely good, or is it a little bit far away? Do you see him at all? And with this exercise, it's all normal to have tears, or maybe to feel a little bit anxious, or, you know, to feel grief as well. It's all normal. It's all part of the process. Just let it be there. Accept your feelings and allow it. Find yourself worthy enough to see this, to heal this for your own life and for all the future lives to come. For your kids, but also for your soul and all the future lives to come. All right. Take a deep breath in. So yes, what does it do to you when your father is standing right behind you? Do you feel love? What do you feel? Fear, anxiety, distance, maybe something else, shame, comforted, loving. What do you feel? What is it for you specifically? And now I want you to imagine that you look right over your shoulder and you look him in the eye. Yeah. Yes. What does this do to you? You know, it's a very simple technique, but it's really, really important to feel what's really going on and to go to the deeper, deeper, deeper levels of this. Allow yourself to be open to it. So what does it do to you when you look right over your shoulder and look him in the eyes? Is it easy to look at him, to look him in the eyes? Is it hard? Confusing? Maybe something else? How is it for you to look him in the eye? To look him straight in the eye? What do you feel? Is there something you want to say? What's going on? What's happening here? On a deeper, 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 deeper level. Yes. Okay. Now I want you to turn your head in your mind's eye to the front again. And I want you to imagine that he will put his hand on your left shoulder. Does this work for you? How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel uncomfortable or loving or confused or otherwise? What does it do to you? How is the deeper layer of the relationship with your father? This is what we want to know. Because this answer will give us an opening to heal our own lives. Because how you look at your father is also the way you look at the outside world. How you look in relationships, or, you know, there's a resemblance there. And maybe you already know what it is for you, how it affects your current life. Yes. And if there is within the relationship with your father one belief that comes up about yourself or about the world, what did you learn from this relationship? What did you learn? What did you believe? What illusion did you believe about yourself or the world? All right. Just want you to let this sink in. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Whenever you're ready, I want you to open your eyes and welcome back. Feel free to write anything down, whatever came up, because that's important to you. You know, it says something about the way about the way you look at life, about the way you look at relationships, because we're all repeating patterns in our life. And once we hit a blockage, it's often because we don't really see what's going on underneath it, what we are repeating and repeating and repeating from a childhood. Okay. I'm just going to clear all the stuff, all the emotions that came up. Wrap you up with a lot of love and a lot of light, a lot of safety. Heal your nervous system a little bit. For some of you, it was a bit rough. So I'm going to heal your nervous system a little bit. Okay. Be gentle with yourself in this. And yeah,